Yep. Film up. Welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That's Anderson. I'm Ryan Regimbal, your host. Hi. Here we go.
A little blurry, a little soft there.
Oh, nice. I put Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah.
Top 5 time. Top 5 road rage scenes. Anderson insisted upon the topic. I was lukewarm.
It was an Avery topic. He suggested it. I thought it was a very good one. And you, as usual.
You shit on both of mine. I thought I had two pretty good ones.
You did. What was the other one?
Top 5 hangover scenes.
That was marginally better, but we're talking about D.
Brian, you were one of the most frustrating coworkers I've ever had. Yes. Because you do the bare minimum, and you just sit back and critique.
Carrying the show is the bare minimum.
You're like, do you know what the worst version of a director is?
What's that?
Somebody who doesn't like what they see but has no notes and can't help anyone get.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that is you.
Yeah.
Like you consider yourself a director, self-appointed of the show.
That's right.
But all you do is critique. You don't bring to the
all
table.
of this. Don't like it. Change it.
It is frustrating when I'm in the middle of a bunch of things and I'm like, oh, cool, hey, there's some pretty good topics. I'm down. I do a quick little cursory, little look. Hey,
I was quick with them too.
Yeah, I know. And Brian's like, weak. It's like, all right, what would you rather do, Brian? Then he gives us something that was just soft core. What was it? What did you volley back?
No, it was good though.
What did you volley back
I'm
our
sure
way?
It was great.
Mm-hmm. All right, so road rage
athletic-looking actors.
Oh yeah,
are athletes.
That's I'm pitching that for Patreon.
Okay, what is it, Brian?
Top 5 actors you buy as real athletes. Actors who played athletes. Where you're like, yeah, that doesn't take me out of the movie at all.
That's an extremely Brian topic.
So bad. I do not like that. Look, this guy obviously played ball one night. He was also in theater club.
Could be a woman.
Michael B. Jordan sure does like boxing.
You know what? That's not a bad comp.
Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Well, who cares about any of our topics?
Oh, road rage. I'm like, if I saw top 5 road rage, I'd click on that.
That'd be good. Actors you believe have killed people.
Oh, you know
Wow.
what? Yeah. Oh,
you buy as killers.
which actors do you think?
Robert Wagner.
Woods, Natalie.
L.A. Wood. Right?
Natalie Wood.
Christopher Walken.
I dealt with that Wagner once.
Really?
Piece of shit.
Oh,
Cool
that
guy?
sucks.
He was a prick.
Never met him.
He was very, very mean to me.
Oh.
No, he was dismissive, which is mean in my mind.
Did you deserve it?
No. Brought the man coffee and a donut, and he said that the coffee wasn't good. And I'm like, I didn't make it.
Well, then you were dismissed.
What the fuck?
You did your
Yeah.
duty. He
was the most entitled, red-nosed man.
He said pish posh.
I had some run-ins with the old Hollywood TV actors. And
Really?
The other one with the Dick Van Dyke over there at the gas station.
Oh,
asking
that's
for
right.
directions.
Directions, yeah.
We got the Wagner over there telling me that the coffee's no good. Yeah. It's
Old
like, all right.
Hollywood does not like Andy.
Andy does not like old Hollywood.
Did
That I
you
can tell
encounter
you.
Ben Stein?
Be a human fucking... Oh, yeah, I encountered Ben Stein. Oh, yes. Not a human being. Gilbert
Not a
Gottfried?
human being.
Gilbert Gottfried?
Sweet.
Salt of the earth.
Sweet man.
Did you ever meet Rob
Sweet,
Reiner?
sweet man. No.
What would you do if you met Rob Reiner?
I would ask him about obesity and smoking and how they are different things in his fucking mind as he shovels like just pure lard down his gullet.
If you get Rob Reiner on the show, I will double your
My
budget.
hatred for Reiner is that he's out there on his pulpit. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he's like raising the tax dollars. And this is back when I was a smoker, making people pay more for cigarettes. And then they put it in like a slush fund. Apparently, they didn't even do anything. They have like the surplus, like and what is it? What do you call it? What does USC have too much of? Endowment. And they don't even allocate it anywhere. It's just like, and it's like he's like, yes, make smokers pay more. And he's morbidly obese.
So the tax doesn't get spent?
Apparently not. I read a blurb, or I heard a drunk man say that in a bar once. I mean,
take it as facts.
Either way, I think that you should not be on a pulpit talking about health in any regard if you are morbidly obese. That's just my
Rob is
sense.
a large man.
He's a very large man, and that kills as many people as smoking does every year. So just keep.
That's true.
Imagine a smoker that's going, you can't eat too much. It's going to kill you. It's the same thing. Shut your fucking pie hole.
So unless you're skinny, don't come out against smoking.
Unless you're like some kind of, I listen to Schwarzenegger tell me not to smoke while he has a cigar in his mouth.
Ironic.
Yeah.
He's on the cover of Cigar Aficionado every other month.
Did you know
that was a poor example?
Did you know they made a South Park episode about this?
Yeah. I was delighted when I saw that. It was mostly what's her name, Struthers, that took the brunt of that one. She's just shoveling cake down her gullet. while she's trying to raise money
raise
for
Ethiopians
Ethiopians.
or
Yeah, I think is that the same one or is there another
Is that
one?
Starving Marvin?
Yeah, I think it is Starving Marvin. Yeah, there might have been.
I think it's a different one. So, Butt Out is the episode of South Park.
Oh yeah. Perhaps
Season 7, episode 13. If you're
I
trying to,
I line up with a lot of their politics, believe it or not. Okay, let's do a little road rage.
Let's do it. What is your experience with
you
road
can
rage?
purchase a DVD of Stop Smoking with Rob Reiner for $30.
Wow. The balls.
Does he help you like stop smoking? He's like, here's what you do. Every time you want a cigarette, you cut yourself a nice big piece of cake.
I might do this for the Film Vault family Christmas.
That's an expensive white elephant gift.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying, though, right? Now, keep your fucking mouth shut if you're not healthy
You're
yourself.
in a glass house.
Glass
Don't throw
house.
stones.
Glass house, big boy. And you know what? People are heavy. I battle with weight. I get it. I'm not out there telling people how to live their lives.
Look how happy the kids look, though. They're delighted.
He's telling like toddlers not to smoke. That's where they're like literally toddlers on his lap.
Yeah, reasons not to smoke when you're pregnant. Hosted by Rob Reiner.
Anderson, all you do is tell people how to live their life.
Fuck yourself, meathead. No, I tell people that I'm disappointed in their decisions to not be human beings. That's what I get upset about. I get upset
Fair.
about people not treating their fellow
That's
man
disappointing.
or watching bad movies and creating a glut of them in the theaters.
Number 5.
Also, all right. Here's what I learned. Avery, please. We're trying to do a show.
Oh, you'll like this.
Stop it with the rock.
There's only one review of the DVD, and it's five.
review from
It's
Billy Crystal.
5 stars. It says
5 stars.
It says I learned that people don't like smoking, but like sitting around and touching other people's kids.
5 stars. Like,
That's like a Shyamalan-esque twist.
The title of the
I didn't
review
see that coming.
is just Touchy Rob.
do you think he's read it?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
One review.
Fucking
Smoking bad, touching kids,
Should we
good.
invest this?
Okay. No.
Can this be screened?
Can we talk about the subject matter we have here?
What's your history with road rage?
I have a lot of it, and there's a particular thing that happens that
I
makes
remember
me
the story about the little man.
very angry.
Very angry little man.
We weren't in our cars when that happened. That was
He was in the car. No,
He
Yeah.
was.
no, he wasn't.
Yes.
He was outside the car.
Didn't he
Oh,
lock?
no.
He trapped
you
your arm.
reached in and
I-
and chaos ensued.
Because he grabbed my phone and got in his car. Yeah, you're right. He got in his car after he grabbed my phone. So I was trying to reach in and get my phone back, and he rolled the window up on my arm. At which point I found it to be hilarious, and I just started laughing. And then he didn't find anything funny. And I'm like, dude, like this is ridiculous. Can I just and he called the cops, and the cops came and took my side, and all of that was captured on Vine because
That's right.
every time you
Does
touch
that
stuff,
video exist?
yeah, it's still out there.
Yeah, I
It's
think
fine.
you can find it.
Avery, find it.
I could not believe that
I'll
I
double
actually
your pay.
I actually had that
I'm holding you to that.
still on my phone. It is one of the most interesting Vines you'll ever see. Like it
miss
should have shown
Vine.
up on Tosh.0.
I really should have.
You could
An angry little man. This is what an angry little man looks like.
all right. And I think everyone gets pissed about this thing.
Wait. What precipitated that?
It was a cheap gas station in the town that I lived in, and apparently he thought that it was one of those things where in my head we both got there at the same time. I might have been a little bit ahead. Maybe I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I'm not one to like just go in front of someone at all. So I pulled out. I might have not even been aware. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm at the
He feels
pump.
you jumped the line.
Yeah, and I'm getting gas, and he's yelling at me, and I'm like, oh, he's screaming. Vine was kind of a new thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna videotape, or I'm gonna videotape, showing my age. I'm gonna shoot a little video of this guy being angry. So I just walked up, holding my thumb on the camera, on the phone, which you do. That's how you record. I said, this is what an angry little man, and he was very quick, and he just reached out and
He was
snagged it
spry.
like a manta shrimp, very very quick with his club.
That's right. Like a
And,
goddamn viper.
And then we Keystone copped it, and I was like running around his car trying to get it. He was standing on the other side, and he was.
Yakety Sax is playing.
And then I did a little research, found out that he knew somebody that I knew.
Oh, nice.
So I called the guy that I knew, and he said, "Yeah, I do know that guy. He goes on hikes with my group." And then the angry little man sadly died a few years later, and he
Oh.
was very young, so it was
That's sad.
tragic. It is, sad.
Well, how did he die? Did you kill him?
No, I don't know how. Honestly,
That's what someone who
I
kills
feel like he
someone
didn't
said.
make the greatest life choices.
Yeah, that's
Nor
probably
did
true.
I. Nor have I in a lot of respects. But no, because so when I'm on the road and somebody does something shitty and then yells at me about it, which happens, which is bizarre.
That is bizarre.
But it does happen.
That's an LA thing.
Right? Like they cut you off and then yell at you. Or, that really. Also,
Or they come into your lane and like they're upset that nice.
I've got it, you fucker.
Can you hear audio?
This is what a very angry little man looks like. Very angry.
And if you freeze frame, you can
so
see my
good.
arm stuck in there. You can see there's so much to unpack, as they say
so
with that
good.
video.
That's what Vine was made for.
He was so quick. Yeah, he had never gotten out of his car until he got my phone, and then I was trying to get it back, and he put it on his passengers. All right, what are we doing?
We're talking about road rage.
Producing.
You know what I'm talking about, though? Like when you're on the road and someone does something shitty, and then they're angry with you as well.
Like I
Infuriating.
was using the example of like someone drifts into your lane, they don't see you, and you honk. All of a sudden they're like, "What the fuck?" It's like you didn't see me.
You almost hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also get mad when I see people honking unnecessarily.
What do you consider necessary?
The second it turns green, someone lays on the
that's
horn.
me.
Yeah,
That's me.
they do it to like old people a lot of the time. I think a lot of people behind the wheel, especially in LA, have so much built up hostility and anger that they feel like safe behind a wheel, right? And
Let me sell you on this.
I'm the most mellow driver.
I honk
never
pretty
honk.
freely. If somebody asks for it, I'll honk. I'll give you a little leeway, but I will honk if you're being a fucking idiot. Yeah. Because you have to know. Get out of the way. Why are you just in the way?
Let me sell
There's
you
a lot
on
of that,
this
but I've just
specific instance.
I've been driving in the city for so long, and it's just like I expect it.
Let me sell you on
I'll
this.
get there when I get there. That's what I got to
I
do.
will not
I'm
give
going
up.
to convince you both. There are like red arrows that turn green, right?
no.
Sometimes they don't go very long when there's a long line of cars. So if you're car number 8 in line and you realize it's going to be touch and go, and especially in today's world, distracted drivers, like every red light means check your email, check your text, check Twitter, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as the light turns green, a little polite, I call it a polite honk, a little
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that for just a standard light, or are you turning? Is this a turn?
almost always
greener.
turning.
Because turning is more understandable than just going straight. Going straight, it's come on. You're not missing anything.
Yeah, if there's a chance you're going to miss the light, but
I'm
how do
so
you time that?
old now, and Atticus is in the car with me. I am that guy where I see like all these people who have seen Fast and Furious movies too recently, and they are out there with their souped up cars without mufflers. They love their loud cars, and
Maybe
they're
they were
like
still
bobbing and weaving, which I used to do all day. I was a criminal out there. But now I see them doing it. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? What are you doing? It's always two cars racing each other, using all the other cars as like slalom poles.
It's all been done.
Yeah.
I like the guy who thinks he can outsmart traffic. It's just gridlock on the freeway, and he comes up doing 95, swerves around you, and then slams on the brakes. Like he's smarter than all of you.
Okay, here's something that like infuriates. I think I might have told the story. Like there was maybe 3 or 4 car lengths in front of me. 3 or 4 car lengths in front of me. On the stop and go like morning traffic. This is like 6 months ago.
This is what a very angry little man looks like. Very angry.
That's like 10 minutes worth of
so
footage in
enjoyable.
that 2 seconds too. Once he grabs the phone.
Very good.
So there's like maybe 3 or 4 car lengths in front of me. Probably a little bit too much, but it's literally at the 405 and the 101. Literally stop. I think I was on my way here.
It's the worst intersection in America.
Probably told you about it when I got here. And I'm going like
Interchange.
and then I catch up, and then and then and the guy behind me, he's like in a work van, and he's just laying on his horn, and no one's going anywhere, right? And I'm looking, I'm like, are you honking at me? Like, I'm being liberal, saying 3 or 4 is probably like maybe a car length in front of me.
Okay.
If they 3 or 4 is crazy.
But he wants you to catch up.
He wants me to just be on this guy's bumper in front of me, and we're all just inching along.
It will make no difference in his life.
So I see, I'm looking in the rearview mirror. I'm like, I was confused. I'm like, me? And he's screaming and yelling and like pounding on the steering wheel. I'm like, oh, this guy's no. A cop pulls up next to him. He's watching the whole thing. I see the cop watching this guy who's not aware of the cop. Pulls the guy over.
Good.
Pretty good stuff.
That is
good.
good.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
It was very satisfying.
That is good.
All right. So in the research, I learned that there is not enough representation of road rage out there in films.
Indeed.
And and also is the fact is that there's not many lists out there. I came across a couple lists, and my number 1 was not on any of the lists that I saw. So pretty much everything that's on my list came from the noggin.
How much crossover?
Also, I went with like real life events. I didn't go with. I went with stuff that I could relate to.
Okay.
I can't relate to wearing hockey pads and driving in a old souped up Chevy with fire coming out the back and leaping off of that Chevy into Mad Max's car. So like
Sure.
I don't have that on.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, mine. I would say of my 5, my top 2 are like straightforward road rage scenes, and up to then it's versions of road rage. Versions.
Clever.
I don't think so, but a liberal interpretation.
Okay. I have actual road rage. So you want to get to it? Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Crossover.
Yeah, at least one.
All right.
But I try to go with movies. Three of my 5 are movies that don't come up very often on the show. So I stretched.
All right. I can appreciate that. Number 5 for you, Brian.
Number 5 for me is an forgotten favorite, a classic before its time, solid movie that doesn't come up very often on this show. Talk about Steven Spielberg's Duel. Steven Spielberg's Duel from 1971 would be higher on the list, but I can't conclusively say that the truck driver is rageful. We never see him.
I just thought of one. Fuck. Okay. Put in the ulcer.
In Duel, I never actually see the antagonist. The antagonist is personified as a faceless truck driver, but he is terrorizing poor Dennis Weaver. And it is a masterfully directed film, made for TV, but expanded with some extra footage for a theatrical release.
It's Steven Spielberg doing Jaws before Jaws.
Yeah, 1971.
Oh, it was very, very frustrating watch. You are empathizing with Dennis Weaver.
No pun intended.
I'm not sure that I've seen this whole thing beginning to end. I think I've seen all of it, but in chunks.
Duel sweet.
Never sat down and actually.
Duel's like young Spielberg going for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he mastered the crowd from the Jaws and all this subsequent
the antagonist
hits.
Being like the unknown, mindless
might as well
hunter.
be a Jurassic Park dinosaur.
Huh. All right, number 5 for me. Good one, brother. However, was it all like from rage? Was it from an incident on the?
Yeah.
Or was it just a?
You've seen it, Avery. Doesn't Dennis Weaver like cut him off, or there's some?
He does something, or he honks him, or he. I think he thinks he's going. He does the thing a lot of us do, where he sees a truck. It's not a busy road, and he goes, "I'm just going to blow past him and get ahead." Then the truck gets ahead of him again, and then he gets ahead of him one more time, and then it goes from there.
Okay.
He has some minor transgression that leads to this series of events.
And he might honk to kind of seal the deal, and then not expecting this man.
And he's in like a little like Dodge Dart or something.
Yeah, he's in some little coupe.
Where's the apex? Where's the apex?
Maybe I should watch it.
Solid movie.
It's good, and it's quick.
Yeah, I should watch that. How have I not seen that? I know that I saw lots of it when I was a kid, but not like sitting down. I'm gonna watch Duel now. Like it was just like, oh look, this scene's on again. You know, I've seen repeated.
I guess if you're a kid, it would seem as though the movie's all one thing.
It's like 80 minutes.
Yeah, shut the fuck up,
Ryan. Come on, we're not that show. We don't use that kind of language here. Of course.
I think you did several times on Vine.
Maybe on Vine. No, I was
angry
pretty
little man.
All right, here we go. Number 5 for me.
Duel can be streamed to the Criterion Channel or rented in many places.
Number 5 for me is is a parking lot rage scene and fried green tomatoes. It's when Kathy Bates is waiting at Winn-Dixie for a parking spot to open. We've all been there, especially like the first few weeks of college.
Indeed.
Yeah, school. And everyone's going before the kids start dropping out and getting lazy. You know, remember those first few weeks of college? It was always like you can't find a spot.
You're full of piss and vinegar.
I don't know about that. But she's waiting and she sees someone, it's that classic thing where someone's backing out. So she's patiently waiting for the person to back out who's taking way too long. And then that person backs out so far that a little red Volkswagen Beetle pulls right in.
It's Dennis Weaver.
And then the car goes away. And now it's just these two like young teeny boppers, as they were, Brent, that get out of the red Volkswagen Bug and convertible. And Kathy Bates says, "Excuse me, I was waiting for that spot." And she goes, and then one young girl says, "Face it, we're just younger and faster than you." And Kathy Bates, instead of getting like really angry, she's like, "You know what? I have an idea. My car is much bigger than yours." I can't remember what her car was, some big American monstrosity. And she decides to throw it into gear and just after the girls have already walked off towards the Winn-Dixie.
Right.
Why these young girls are racing into a supermarket, still unclear.
Yeah, booze.
And then she does it like repeatedly, like 3 or 4 times. She backs up and smashes in. Yeah, it's very satisfying.
I forgot about that scene altogether.
Little hokey. I mean, when they come back and she says, "Face it, girls, I'm much older than you and have much better insurance." I guess it works.
That should be a video game where you just go around punishing bad drivers.
Isn't that
GTA?
kind of, yeah.
Kind of, but I feel like it should be
They
explicitly.
should have a mode where it's just like people
Yeah.
driving poorly.
Just punitive mode.
Yeah. Punitive mode.
Oh, it'd be so cathartic.
All right, number 4 for you, Burbank.
Number 4, a movie that I delight every time I think about it, and yet rarely comes up on this show. MacGruber.
Mm-hmm.
MacGruber is very fun. MacGruber has a lot of good things about it.
The-
It's uneven.
The cut was apparently not great.
What do you mean?
The studio cut that they
Oh.
put out, they
The
got rid of some
extended
of the
or
better
whatever
stuff.
it is great.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
really?
heard things, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So
Very
Yorma,
enjoyable.
Yorma Taccone is the director. I'm talking, of course,
Of Lonely Island.
about KFBR 392.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you remember the subplot?
No, tell me.
Okay, so MacGruber
I remember
is...
I remember the celery in the ass. That's the main thing I remember from MacGruber.
MacGruber.
I like the
Do you remember this?
I don't know if it's the one with the
MacGruber
van. It's great.
And Ryan Phillippe and what's her name? Kate.
Didn't you have dinner with him once?
We hung out.
Look at this
We
guy.
hung out.
He was delighted. He didn't know where you were going.
I know.
and then he
I
I
was-
set him up for douche, and
Speaking of douche,
he just dives right in.
I drunkenly accosted poor Ryan, and he was the nice guy about it. He could have been way worse. Could have been thrown out.
Good, he should have.
Should have, could have.
Yeah.
But instead, he was very gracious.
you were too much juice.
I was not drunk enough to not overstay my welcome. I was like, all right, man, good seeing you. I'll talk to you later.
Good seeing you. Were you just so cringy afterward? Like, did
It
that
really
happen?
was. Oh, I imagined a little Anderson on my shoulder just going, oh.
Cackling? Cackling.
No, like a bit douche chills.
Oh yeah. Were you with the lovely lady of your life?
Yeah, of course.
Did she stuck around?
Oh, yeah. Oh, she was part of it.
She was. Okay.
Anyway.
It's like I don't even know her, man. All right, go ahead.
They're all Kristen Wiig. Sorry, they're all in their car talking about the plan to get information from Cunt. That's
Yeah, that wasn't in the cut that I saw. I
Val
don't think.
Kilmer's character's name. And as they're just sitting in the car on like the side, like parked in the right lane, a car passes them, and just all you hear is a disembodied voice yelling, "Nice car, asshole!" And he turns left and drives away. And almost instantaneously, MacGruber goes, "Fuck you!" And he looks, and you see a close up of the license plate as it drives away, and it's a Nevada plate reading KFBR 392, and all you hear is MacGruber muttering to himself over and over again, KFBR 392, KFBR 392,
Memorize it.
KFBR,
Committed it to memory.
just committing it to memory, and it comes into play later when Ryan Phillippe is looking through MacGruber's notes, and it says on page 1, it says clues, and it's blank, like he has no idea what's
Right.
going on with this case, and he flips to the next page.
And it's
And it's a John Doe journal-esque what is it?
KFB1.
KFBR 392 over and over and over hundreds of times. And he's flipping and it's over and over and over again hundreds of times. And he flips again and it's a giant K. Flips again and time. Flips again. And then finally there's a crudely drawn sketch.
Is he peeing on it or something?
He's hanging from a tree branch above the man's car
Yeah.
with the license plate clearly displayed. And he's pooping in the guy's
Okay, I
mouth.
do remember that. Yeah. I don't remember as well as you do, but I do remember that. I remember
And
there
Ryan
was,
Phillippe's like, what the fuck? And then it comes back around later when he does, in fact, find the car. And
I would
justice
hope
is
so. I would hope there'd be some, after all that setup, you gotta pay it off.
KFBR 392.
That's somebody's license plate. There might be 50 people with that license plate.
And in addition to that, there was also some production designer had to draw all of that
Yeah, for sure.
in the sketch pad.
Yeah. No,
So-
you're getting paid and you're having fun. You
Yeah.
can throw on some music.
KFBR 392.
Number 4 for me is the only one I don't have
It
representation.
had no bearing on the plot. It had no bearing on the plot whatsoever.
No representation of this 1997 clip. It is a clip that I have cited a number of times. I love this clip.
Is it for you?
This movie is not available right now, which is frustrating, and the clip is not available on the old YouTube. If
Is
you
it
are a
for right too?
Patreon, though, we always put our lists, if Brian does send his off ever, and I always have links to the clips if they exist, as well as links to the movies themselves and the year and all that. I do I'd say a pretty good job, Avery, right, of putting those notes together for the listener, for the
Not as
Patreon
good as
listeners.
Brian, but
I'm the gold standard, but hey, so pretty good.
If blankness is what you're going for, yeah, you do
I like to keep
a
it clean.
mean blank sheet there. All right, number 4 for me is Barfly, when he pushes the lovebirds into the intersection.
Oh, yeah.
And it's at the corner of Crescent and Sunset. So I know that intersection.
wow.
I'm right there quite often. We all are if we're out here in LA and we have to go down to dreaded
That's a
Hollywood.
busy intersection.
Very busy, yeah. It wasn't nearly as busy in 87, 86 probably when they shot this. But a light turns green. This meathead and his like young girlfriend are in a small convertible sports car, and they're like making out, and the light's green. So Henry gives him a little tap on the horn, and he turns around and flips him off. Fuck you, man. So then the light turns red, and Henry's like, all right, here we go. And he puts it into gear, and he pushes the two lovebirds out into oncoming traffic when the light is red. And it is very satisfying and fun. I wouldn't even call it rage because Henry was just really enjoying himself.
Yeah, he was really methodical.
He was laughing and you can only imagine how good that must have felt for him in that moment. So yeah, Barfly, underappreciated movie. I really like that Mickey Rourke as Henry Shanowski. Charles Bukowski.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
All right, that's number 4. Go ahead.
Number 3 for me, ranked on my top 5 car crashes. This was depending on what you think of the movie, I love it. You are middling on it. However, the car crash is memorable and harrowing. Talk about Vanilla Sky, where Cameron Diaz takes the, it's a Stingray, right? Why the laughing?
Can't help him.
This is so.
I mean, I just did
It's a
Barfly,
Buick
and Barfly gets a
I
lot.
apologize. 1970 Buick
Barfly
Skylark.
does get a lot of mileage from me, but I mean,
This is road rage. She is very mad at David Ames for not returning her affections, and takes matters into her own hands by driving a 1970 Buick Skylark off of the overpass, off the bridge.
Brian's wearing me down. I'm tempted to watch it. I haven't
You ever
seen
seen it?
And now, the
Watch
more
the
he
original.
mentions it,
watch the original. I've watched them both. The original is
No.
markedly better.
Actually, I watched the original so you can realize how great the remake is.
Very good, Brian. It's off the overpass, off the bridge.
That's right. Death is experienced by one of them and disfigurement by the other.
Number 3 for me is Mr. Ron Burgundy, also going over a bridge
That's right.
and throwing a burrito out the window.
I often say that. I was just eating a burrito 2 days ago, and yesterday. And
This
I thought,
burrito is good, but
this burrito
it
is
is
good, but
filling.
it is filling.
Number 3 for me is Anchorman in that scene on the Coronado Bridge, Brian, and it's when he throws his burrito out and hits Jack Black. Jack Black takes a tumble, gets a raspberry, and it is a
Bite
very,
was the
very,
only thing I loved.
it's a very funny scene. I think I would like that movie if I watched it a couple more times or had friends that quoted it. I think I was just a little above it when I saw it. It's good, but I think that I didn't really allow myself to appreciate it as much as I should. This scene encapsulates the entire movie for me. All the best parts, and Ron Burgundy at his most Ron Burgundiness is in this scene.
There was a
What does he love? He loves poems.
This movie was saved by the reshoots. There was a whole subplot that cut out and put out as like a bonus DVD feature, like Anchorman, The Lost Story, or whatever
Yeah, I remember
it
that.
was.
They really got as
And
much mileage as they could.
It was your buddy Kevin Corrigan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I don't know if he's my buddy.
No, you
Goon,
love
goon, 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 goon.
you do love him.
I do love him. So, yeah, it's the end of Baxter. We all know what happens
Oh, poor
next.
Baxter.
Assuming you've seen Anchorman. But, yeah, well, now this is happening. Very, very, very funny scene. And
That's how I roll.
and a funny. And people love their Anchorman.
I enjoy it.
I'm not looking to alienate.
I might
People
own
love it.
the DVD as a humble brag.
Number 3 for you. Oh, you're done. You didn't remember. Let's take a quick break.
Breakdown.
To the old Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon now. More movies next. Sorry, Christy requested it. She's not drinking much these days. It does. Have it in. Help yourself. Do you like the spotty or do you like the green? Interesting. It's not fresh. Not quite ripe yet. Hey, thanks to everyone who clicked the old Amazon button, the Amazon link, the Amazon banner that's on AndersonandBryan.com. Good week for us, so thanks you guys. Buoyed by the $1,400 purchase that led the way, the HP
Not
Omen
bad.
gaming laptop. Whoever got that, enjoy your new laptop, and thank you very much for thinking of us. It cost you absolutely nothing and got us a few bucks on the back end. Other things purchased on that Amazon banner. include 2 Wusthof Classic Icon 4-piece knife block sets. Good knives. 300 Eco and Craft padded mailers. Thank you. So textbooks are back. Someone got some very boring textbooks. I assume this is the same person. Someone got the ANSI/ASHRAE/IES Energy Standard for Buildings, and also NFPA 101 Life Safety Code. 101 Life Safety Code. Those are very boring, which means I assume that you make a good living doing that, whatever that is, because that is mind-numbing. Thank you for thinking of us, though. Doheni's swimming pool chlorine tablets were purchased. Someone got themselves 2 tough-built laser distance measurers. Broview. Stackable kitchen organizers were picked up. Someone got themselves a Delta Faucet custom shower valve kit. Emerald Lagasse power air fryer was purchased, as well as Toloya 52-inch ceiling fan. Oh, just in time for the end of summer. Spring 2-stage water filtration system was purchased, and I have to assume it was the same person who got the Avalon 2-stage replacement filters. It'd be a wild coincidence. That's 2 different people. Amazon Fire HD 10 Kids Pro tablet. How good is it? I guess it's for older kids. Samsung heater grill. Ducks Top portable induction cooktop. Anchor Prime power bank. Oh yeah, just got mine. Very excited about this. 2 Milani King size sheet sets. Fit King leg air massager for circulation. Yeah, massage those legs. Mouse case for iPhone 15 Pro. Digital otoscope earwax removal tool. PPD 100 sheets of inkjet matte photo paper. Lafelia home office desk. EVS sports slam pad combo. Yeah, it's a combination of sports pads, shoulder pads, and knee pads and such. And New Balance fuel cell sneakers.
You did not hit the post.
I did not. I was tripped up by that second to last item. Thank you, everyone.
Here are the movies that were clicked through since last time I talked at you. Not 1, but 2 people got bottoms. Oh no!
Oh,
What, is it
yeah.
like a $6.99? Is it
Yes.
a $6.99 rental though?
Who gives a shit?
Now people might be mad. They're like, oh, $6.99 for this. You know what I mean? Like it changes.
It's worth 40, you assholes.
I feel like if someone goes and sees it in the theater, it's a night out, and they're like, okay, it's a pretty good time in the theater. But if they're sitting at home and I got all that free shit, that's
Right.
like, I feel like it's a big ask. If it's, oh no,
Nah,
maybe
fuck
that's
that.
why.
Bottoms rules.
Maybe that's why Rand is having issues.
Bottoms rules. Rand sucks.
Oh, easy. My
Wow,
Summer of Love
go
was clicked
hard.
through. Oh, my Summer of Love was clicked through as well as Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Oh, is it though? Is it though? Ed Wood was clicked through as well as We Are the Best, A Bronx Tale. Gotta make sure she unlocks that door there for you, son. The Assistant was clicked through. Oh, I hope that people enjoyed The Assistant as much as we did. I thought that was streaming somewhere. I guess not everyone has like every goddamn. We have to have all the movie channels. I don't even have Showtime and Max, but I feel like I pay over $100 a month.
They just came out with that today where like all of them are now colluding to kind of be in agreement, and they sent out some release of just and please do not antitrust us because we're doing things that are very good for the consumer. So please do not regulate. Like in the
I got like 3 emails this week saying like, hey, we're hiking our rates.
And everyone's like, are you shitting me?
My First Summer was clicked through as well as The World to Come, The Evil Dead, Rebel Without a Cause. We just talked shit about that movie last week. Joyride, holy shit, Past Lives, and Looney Tunes, The Platinum Collection, Volume 3. What?
Okay.
Joyride is a movie. Oh,
Have you
that's...
seen Past Lives?
Never mind. I got so excited because I thought that Joyride was a huge coincidence because that's the movie that got added to my list.
Right.
And then I remembered, oh, wait, there's a movie that came out earlier this year called Joyride that we were admonished for not loving as much as we should.
Who admonished us?
And there's like 5 or 6 other movies that are also called Joyride. But it's not the road rage Joyride that I'm going to cite in my Also Rans later.
Look at you.
Yes. What were we saying now about something came up? With,
I said, have you seen Past Lives?
yes.
Okay, I gotta see that. Is it good? Recommend?
How have I seen Past Lives?
The Japanese.
Oh, no. I have not. That came out this year. I was thinking of 9 Lives. Not 9 Lives. Christ, what was that movie? I loved it. It was in my Vaulties. Something about lives.
Oh boy, I really.
I have not seen Past Lives. No.
I feel bad about asking.
You shouldn't have asked. Don't ask me questions, Brian. If you've learned anything in 20 years with me. It's don't ask me a question.
No follow-ups.
All right, now back to the program.
We're back. My
Brian.
top. What was that?
I was going to interrupt.
Oh, you did.
We got some stuff from
Hey.
listeners.
You did.
Yeah, you did successfully.
Our friend Ludwig von Bacon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Obviously,
Ludwig always with the good artwork.
He's the one who I called up to help me design, and by help me I mean like I told him what I envisioned in my head, and he made it happen on a shirt called "Kubrick is Everywhere." If you
Nice.
recall that artwork,
I
it's
do.
Kubrick, and it's Kubrick's eyes staring down at the cityscape. Because Kubrick really he is everywhere. You can't sit down in front of a television set and watch something for an hour without seeing. If there's commercials, for sure, you're going to see some Kubrick influence somewhere. So Ludwig von Bacon art is where you go if you want to see some of his stuff. Apparently, he does quite well and has a whole lot of work. So I don't even know if he needs the plugs.
He's prolific.
Here, this is a Barrick saying, "Help me!" I have to imagine that that's from Annihilation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right.
I
So
can't bring that in my home.
That is good.
if you're watching on the old YouTube,
Are we
you
going
can
to
see
DVD
these.
these up?
I think we're going to DVD these up. Yeah. Oh, look at Kubrick is everywhere. The aforementioned.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
You got to frame that.
I know who designed that or who created it or
Oh, do you?
came up with the idea for that. Yeah. What would that be called? What did I do in that scenario?
The
I dreamt it
originator?
up.
Yep.
He made it
You
happen.
conceptualized
The
it?
dreamer.
Oh no! This is for you, Brian.
What is that?
That's Jim Carrey coming out of the
Oh, yes.
the back of a rhino.
yes.
I did not envision this. This show having such a.
Did you look at these beforehand?
I just opened it now. I've had this in my closet.
Did you
for the
not
last
see
week
him
or so.
open it?
Couldn't tell if it had
He
been
was
open.
reading. In fairness to Brian,
Can you hand me the Jean
Oh no, Terrifier!
Oh,
not
Dad.
for- not
No,
for me.
Art the clown
Not for me.
will be. I need to clear some wall space. My wife will not be happy with our new art, but it's happening.
The garage is getting festooned.
It really is. What is this? What is this? What is this? I'm terrified that something's going to come up that I don't know, and I should, and I think it just happened. Only posers die.
Can I see?
Oh no!
I
Should
don't
I
know
know
what
this?
that
Only
one is.
posers die. Should I know? Is it SLC Punk? It's not, is it? Oh, what is only posers? Will you?
I,
Somebody
I
Google.
will.
I'm sad to say I don't know what that is.
I shouldn't be doing all of these. I don't think. Should I be doing all of these?
Yeah, absolutely.
Open up this fucking pit. I don't know what this one is.
SLC Punk, yeah.
It is SLC. I don't know what open up this fucking pit is. It's a rooster
It's a
holding a
rooster
guitar, and it says
Playing
open
guitar
up
with
this,
boots on.
this fucking pit. Only posers die. All right, and there's a couple more here, kids, and then we'll get back to the program. It's got to be scintillating for everyone who cannot see anything.
I'm enjoying this.
I will kill you all. Oh no!
Oh no!
Can't even say what movie that is.
Fresh in my
No!
memory.
Careful. That was a spoiler in art form. And then
There's
here's
more.
Here's the final one. Here. Oh yes, a little. Atticus will wake up with this framed in his room tomorrow morning. He is in for a treat.
That
No.
is
Oh,
very
dear.
good.
Boo, boo, boo. Live, laugh, love. I didn't read the caption. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
got Pinhead and a couple other of his Cinnabite friends. Cinnabite. Cinnabite. Say
Cinephile.
Cinnabites. Cinnabites.
Hellraisers.
Hellraisers, yeah. There's Cinnabites, right? Cinnabites.
I really want the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, okay, we'll figure that out. Thank you for interrupting the show, Ludwig
Yeah,
Vaughn.
thanks, Ludwig. That's awesome.
Very talented artist.
And by the way, all really well done. Even if I don't get a couple. What is the rooster?
don't know.
It's a meme, I guess. That's what it seems. I don't know.
Thank you, Ludwig Vaughn.
Seems like a deep cut for metalheads.
All right, let's get on with the program. Number
That
Is
bear's
it
fucking
Alice in
sweet.
Chains? Like, come to kill the rooster?
Brian, you're stretching.
I don't know if that's that much of a
Number
stretch.
2 for you, Brian.
No, it looks like it's just a straight up meme.
Yeah,
Come to the fucking
they
pit.
come
The
to
barbecue
kill
pit.
the rooster.
Brian, do not. He's dead, and you're bastardizing
That's
his memory.
right. Remember his guitarist came in and
Was crying.
Love
Yes,
Line
it was very uncomfortable.
Couldn't deal.
I had to kick him out of the studio for smoking. I'm like, dude, if I can't smoke in here, neither can you. Sorry, you got to leave.
He had to step out of the batter's box. He had to step out of the
He
batter's
did.
box.
It was after I had him removed from my vicinity because he was smoking in there, and I was very jealous. So I'm like, sorry, I know
children.
you're bereaved, but you must stop smoking in my.
I get that your friend died. I can't smoke. So we're both outside.
So can you please go outside? I had to kick a number. I had to kick Gary Busey out for smoking a cigar. I had to kick Arnold. What's his name? Tom Arnold out for
I
smoking
was
a
going to
cigar.
say, if it was Schwarzenegger, you should have let that ride.
And it was the other Arnold. They are friends. They both
They're
smoke
true
cigars.
lies.
Have I shown you that clip of Arnold talking about smoking cigars?
No,
We'll show you after the show. Extremely enjoyable.
we have to do the show.
Number 2 for me. Where are we? No, the show's flying by. Number 2, good movie. I don't know if this has ever been brought up on the top 5. I don't know if it's been brought up since I flickfest it. I assume you did as well. I'm talking about Don John, 2013's Don John, written and directed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the
Titty.
eponymous Don John. This was originally titled Don John's Addiction. Don John is a bit of a mook in the New York, New Jersey area. And at one point, there's a montage of him expressing extreme road rage. I don't know why they soft pedaled the very obvious roid rage connection, because he's juiced up. He's one of those meatheads out there who uses steroids and works out all day. Wears a wife beater T-shirt, and it plays into it manifests itself as road rage. He becomes enraged at other drivers. He starts to yell at them from his car, his open window, and eventually, towards the end of this montage, it shows him getting out of his car to confront another driver, punching the window out, and the driver speeding off.
You ever done that?
No, have I ever done that?
Yeah.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Lock the doors.
I don't know if I've seen this. I think I might have, but I can't remember.
You remember Don John? It's a
Doesn't-
decent movie.
Doesn't look like it's made for me.
Yeah, it's kind of a character study.
Number 2 for me is the only movie on my list that I have a clip for. Brian, you have
That's
more
all
to say
you-
about
that's
the
all
old
you
Don
remember.
John?
I was going to ask if you had any more recollections of it. I thought we both fast it.
The title, yeah, we may have.
It was on Sundance Preview.
He's addicted to
previously.
porn, right? Isn't
Yeah,
that part of it?
that's the
That's the hook.
titular addiction that Don John is suffering from.
The titular addiction.
Yes, it was originally titled Don John's Addiction.
Oh,
Yes,
and Jane's came along and said, "Hey, not on my watch."
I guess so. I doubt they had that much influence. You never know. Perhaps that title didn't play well.
Number 2 is my only, like I said, clip that I have. It is definitely worthy. I almost made this my number 5 just so we could kick off with a clip and I'll get in the mood for a little road rage. This is Robert Loggia.
Robert Loggia.
Loggia, getting very upset
Is this The Sopranos?
in Lost Highway.
Oh.
He's taking a leisurely drive with Balthazar Getty on Mulholland with his 2 mooks in the back who are strapped. And there's a guy tailgating him and honking because he's not enjoying Pops taking a leisurely drive. And obviously his 2 henchmen who are sitting in the back seat are familiar with this. They know the drill. So they see that he's becoming agitated from this tailgater behind him.
I'm sad to say I've driven Mulholland many times. Never enjoyable. Always want to get somewhere.
Stressful.
Yeah, stressful, and I want to get somewhere.
I've enjoyed it recently. Actually, the boy and the wife and I took a little drive out there.
Jealous.
It goes and goes and goes. There's fun
It
stuff
does.
to watch.
Windy road.
I think it was during COVID. We took a little. That's all we could do. Take drives here and there. Anyway, so they both put on their seatbelts because they know that something's about to happen. And the perpetrator, who was tailgating Loggia, he goes around and flips him off. Trophy. And Loggia talks to Balthazar, who has been working on his car. He's like, something to the effect of, it's nice to have a car with this much horsepower because you can do this. Floors it, catches up with the guy, runs him off the road, gets out of the car with his 2 gun-toting henchmen.
Yeah.
And here's what he's saying to the man who was tailgating him. Wait.
I think you gave me the whole scene.
No, gosh.
You did a
Did
great
you not?
job.
Oh, I can't handle my clips, so I definitely put the
Oh.
time code in there.
I don't think so.
All right, we'll just skip to where he's out of the...
Oh, here.
I went to great lengths to cue it up perfectly, too. Is he out of the car?
They're getting out of the car.
There. Probably 5 seconds past. Can't. He breaks his window. He's him a couple times over the head. He's very angry.
Don't you ever fucking tailgate! Ever!
Tell him you won't tailgate.
Ever! I won't ever. Do you know how many fucking car lengths it takes to stop a car at 35 miles an hour? 6 fucking car lengths! That's 106 fucking feet, mister! If I had to stop suddenly, you would have hit me! I want you to get a fucking driver's manual! I want you to study that motherfucker! And I want you to obey the goddamn rules! 50,000 people were killed on the highway last year because of fucking assholes like you. Tell me you're gonna get a manual.
All right, that'll do. But yeah, that's essentially David Lynch having Loggia do a little Frank Booth.
It's good.
And it was probably arguably the funniest scene in the movie. It's a bizarre movie. I like that Lost Highway.
I've not seen. Should I? We have no Don John, obviously.
It came on the heels of Wild at Heart, which is one of my all-time favorites. So it did not live up to my Wild at Heart obsessions, but movie it's tough to interpret. I've seen it probably three times.
Lost Highway came significantly after Wild at Heart.
Come on the heels afterwards, yeah. Like not significantly. I think it was a couple years.
Okay. I always had this like 97.
What?
That was 97.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Wild at Heart, I think, is like 94, 95.
No, 1990?
Maybe 92-ish. 90. God damn it, son of a bitch. All right. See, don't ask me questions.
Never
I guess you didn't ask me
argue
questions.
with me. Number one. This has to be number one for you. If it's not, something has gone horribly wrong. I'm talking, of course, about Wild Tales.
Of course.
Wild Tales.
Of course.
Segment number 3, right? Yes. This is the segment that really sunk its teeth into me with the movie.
The strongest segment.
Yes, it was.
But I mean, that's what it's called, too. It's called
it
the
is?
most strongest in Spanish subtitle, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's
that.
titled.
El más fuerte.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Segment 1 was fine. It was jaunty, a little Twilight Zone-esque kind of tale. Number 2 was a little in love with itself. I wasn't really on board with the movie. And then number 3. Oh, Tale of Road Rage. Was in number 1 too. You can talk about this.
Yeah, it's exactly that, Brian. And
A man is driving in a desert highway.
Yeah.
And he encounters a driver who does not get along with.
It's the worst nightmare because he's driving behind someone who's driving like an a-hole, doesn't give a shit. And like I would also be upset with this man if I'm a real laid-back driver. And I know that might sound strange, but I swear to God I am. Like I don't even notice when people do shithead things unless it's egregious. I'm pretty mellow out there. I've been beaten down by all the tickets I've gotten. I would go to traffic school so often in my younger days, Brian. Now, I had a set-up joke that I knew killed the crowd.
It's good.
I knew that they fucking loved it.
Well, now I got to hear it.
It was, you know that sign, the yellow sign, and it shows like a swerving car.
Yeah.
And like whenever I would just wait for it, during the 8-hour fucking day, because it was back in the days when I'd go to like a Howard Johnson for 8 hours and like meet people and hang out. I made friends I was going to traffic school all the time, and the joke was like they'd say, "What is this? What does this sign mean?" I'd be like, "Drunk driver ahead." Got a big laugh every fucking time.
Oh, was there the same teacher? Because that would be miserable.
It would be. Especially if he stole it from me, because it was like one of those laugh, funny traffic schools.
Like, now, what does this mean? And it's not drunk driver ahead. Ha, ha, ha. He winks at you.
Are those funny at all? Have
No,
you taken one of
there's
those?
nothing funny about them. It's just absolutely
Is it
false
worse?
advertising.
Is it worse than the regular one?
I guess maybe they're a little bit more laid back, but yeah.
Where's the guy?
So I've been so beaten out, and especially now that I got a kid in the car. Like I just talk to him. I might go a little too slow for some people even. That said, if I was out in the middle of nowhere and all this guy had to do was just pull off a little bit to let me get on my way, and he wouldn't, I'd be furious. So, but then he gives him the horn, he gives him the finger, and then the worst thing imaginable, our worst nightmare is a few miles down the road, you get a flat tire, and oh no, that guy that
Here he comes.
was a dick to and I flipped off, he's coming my way. And things aren't going to be good. And things aren't good.
It ends poorly.
It does. And Wild Tales ends strong. Every one of the segments is fucking phenomenal.
I don't know
And
if
this might
everyone's
be.
phenomenal.
What's that?
I don't know if everyone's phenomenal.
The third one?
I don't know if everyone's
I
phenomenal.
think everyone was. It might have
The
been
second segment with the diner was okay.
They were all great, Brian. Stop.
It was
Stop
very
nitpicking.
good. It's very
I think the last one might have been the best with the wedding.
that's the wedding, right?
Mm-hmm. The first one might have been the best with the plane.
The plane was
Fucking
great.
movie rules. And you know what? That director, his follow-up came out earlier this year, and no one saw it. No one's really talking about it. And it's great. Shailene Woodley, Mendelsohn. It's called To Catch a Killer. It was originally titled Misanthrope. Really good movie.
Talking about this.
A very good movie, which I recommend people watch. That To Catch a Killer. Terrible title, but it's a very good movie.
Streaming on Hulu.
Oh no! I saw a commercial, like a promo for like NBC, I think, for like old people TV. And here's the setup. There's a guy who used to capture women, I guess, and keep them.
Fun.
But he doesn't look scary or anything really because he's watered down. And a young detective woman goes in and asks him for his help, and he's locked up. And she goes and asks for his help in finding like others that are like him out there.
Okay. Very Silent of the Lambs.
I mean, it's exactly that, and they just repackaged it in this old person's soft television program. It's exactly that. I'm like, how? What?
How do you pitch this with a straight face?
Silence of the Lambs for oldies. Like imagine Matlock meets Silence of the Lambs. Pitch done.
Done.
They obviously greenlit it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they bought it.
Yeah. So the strongest segment in Wild.
This is what a very angry little man looks like. Very angry.
I heard.
I need a taste.
So good.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's wrap
So
this
good.
baby up. If you guys have not seen Wild Tales, highly recommend. Right.
Yeah, I gotta figure out where
We've been
it's
talking
streaming.
about Wild
Yeah,
Tales for a long time.
I thought it
I think
might have
Brian saw it before I did, which
I assigned it to
infuriates
you.
That's
me.
upsetting. It's streaming on Stars.
Stars fucking
Killing it.
I think it might have been my favorite movie of the year. I think it might have been my
It was pretty great.
2014 number
Streaming
one.
on Stars.
Brian, how?
You can rent it also. What are the listener top five look like?
Yeah.
Listener list compiled by Mitch Burns. There's a tie at number 5 between Detroit Rock City,
So good.
Trans Am Pizza Rage Scene, and I like this one, The End of Easy Rider.
Is that a joke about
Deep
Anderson's fuck up?
What?
No. It's there's a brothers.
Yeah, that was the most egregious error I've ever made on the show. That was years ago, Brian. How dare you bring that back up? I think it's buried
You're
and
on
gone
free.
forever. I had a clip from a movie that I thought was Easy Rider. And
Oh,
it was
I've
in my
seen
top
that.
5, and it wasn't. It was like Hell's Bikers, Angels, or something.
Yeah,
It was
so
a Roger
Peter.
Corman.
Yeah, they're the Nazi bikers are the good guys.
Yeah, and I always, because I used to play that clip all the time on Loveline, and I just, in my head, I thought that it was from my beloved Easy Riders, and it was not. Same actor. But I had that on my top 5, and oh my God, the shame that I feel.
Easy Rider's fucking great.
It's so good. It's so
I love
good.
Easy
And
Rider.
that end makes it better, right?
Yeah, jarring.
Jarring, for sure. That boil is something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
The fucking goiter. What's going on with that kid? Get that looked at. And why do you hate so much? The hatred in those guys. Yeah, that was road rage. For sure it was.
Oh, yeah. Number 4, Falling Down. The opening scene was specified, but others said the entirety of the movie. Number 3,
He
there's
is
a
on the
tie.
road and he's rageful. The
He is
entire movie.
raging.
Yeah.
Number 3, tie between Lost Highway, Robert Loggia,
nice.
and Duel.
Logia.
Duel.
Listener Adam Kaplan predicts Brian will give a douchey response and say it doesn't count as it's a TV movie.
Oh, no.
Oh,
quite
got
the
you.
opposite. It's my number 5.
Yeah, pretty good.
Because it's TV.
Number 2, Anchorman, Jack Black Baxter scene.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 is, of course, Wild Tales.
Fuck yes, guys. I can tell you, and I didn't do a whole lot of research because I had some really solid ones right off the, if I do say so myself. But I did my research. I do it every week. And Wild Tales did not show up on any of the
Insane.
the lists. Do you see it on any lists?
No.
In your research?
When I searched the keyword on IMDb, it popped up. But
Okay.
that's not. What
That's
we're
not a
talking
list of any that anyone procured. All right, cool. All right, also rants for you, bye-bye.
Death Proof, of course, counts. I think. I almost went with a sub top 5 here. Lines we quote most often. In The Matrix, number 2, the twins, the twins who can transcend space and time. They are being foiled, and they say, "We are getting aggravated."
What?
Yes, we are.
What movie?
Matrix 2.
Oh,
It's all
Matrix
there.
Reloaded.
yeah, the dreaded twins.
Would you have given me?
Dreaded twins.
Would you have given me?
That freeway scene
That's right.
kicks ass, though.
That's
pretty
pretty great
good.
scene. You ever? Would you give me credit for if I'd chosen Doctor Sleep? Where the seatbelt comes into play, the one character is not wearing a seatbelt, and a crash occurs.
Man, I don't remember that at all.
I mean, was there rage involved?
Nah,
No, yeah. See, I mean, it's a car accident. I'll give you that.
that's true. Mr. Holland's Opus.
They were very mad after they got in an
They
accident.
were mad they're being killed. 101 Dalmatians.
Mhm.
I don't know. These are kind of weak. Police Academy.
Fish called Wanda. He's road raging throughout that. He's just constantly yelling "asshole" out the window everywhere he goes, and he's causing road rage.
Unhinged. I'm glad it didn't make it.
Unhinged is on my also rants for sure. I wanted to put Billy Madison in there because Chris Farley was rageful behind that school bus wheel. However,
What about the O'Doyles?
He was more the O'Doyles knocked him off the road with their banana peel, but I don't know if he was really like raging behind the wheel. So it would have been a dumb, clever pick. I have Detroit Rock City on there that the listeners had on Falling Down as well as the one that came to me while doing the show with you, and that is Joyride, which is a forgotten movie, 2001, Brian, with who is it? It's Steve Zahn, Paul Walker, Lily Sobieski.
Oh, wow, where you been?
And we don't see his face, but we hear Ted Levine's voice throughout because he is the trucker that they induce the road rage in.
You have
Joyride. 2000, Joyride. What is it?
You have stoked my curiosity. Is Lily Sobieski still working? Is she
I
retired?
saw her a few years ago. She's the one that I made cry.
Why?
I brought up Kubrick. 2001 is when Joyride. I brought up Kubrick, working with Kubrick because she was in Eyes Wide Shut, and she got emotional and started talking about how wonderful he was to work with and how he was like a father to her. I hope that's true, but looking back, maybe she just felt like that was the proper thing to say at the time. And then it was the same.
I thought you were going to say she cried because you said that's not true. He was not like a father.
That can't
to
be
you.
true. Yeah, she just got really emotional, and I kind of felt bad. And then it was also around that time that I interviewed Kirk Douglas and also brought up Kubrick. Anyone who ever worked with Kubrick, if I had them in front of me and when I was doing
Must
junkets,
ask.
I must ask. I brought up Kubrick with Kirk Douglas, and he was not pleased. It sent him on a rage.
Why was he raging?
Because he's the one who gave Kubrick his star. Like Kubrick wanted to have a career without.
Yes.
And I don't think that Mr. Kirk Douglas felt like he ever got the credit for that. So Kubrick is everywhere, and if you're somebody who's very self-involved, as Mr. Douglas probably was, he feels like he was, he probably gets very upset every time he sees a commercial inspired by Kubrick, and he's not somehow credited in that commercial for. It is weird though that he without Kirk Douglas, we don't have Stanley Kubrick as we know him because he's the one who brought him on to Paths of Glory after working with him after Anthony Mann got let go, and he worked with him on Spartacus over there. And he's like, why don't you bring in this kid to do this movie, Paths of Glory? Yeah, it was good stuff.
This just in, Lady Sobieski has not acted
Other way around.
since 2012.
Since 2012?
Yeah.
I wonder what she's doing. Maybe stage?
She's retired for as far as I can tell.
If she's a mom.
Yeah, it could be a mom. I had that backwards. No, Kubrick got brought on to Spartacus because he had worked with Kirk Douglas on
Paths of Glory.
Paths of Glory. Yes,
Makes sense.
It's foolish man.
I wasn't going to correct you, but here you are.
Oh, yes. All right, let's rock the boat.
Gambling.
Yeah,
Last week, gambled on.
right.
Expendables.
Expendables.
Anderson guessed 51.
That's right.
Ryan guessed 38.
Hey, I was right. I remembered.
You weren't?
I just told you that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, Cowan.
With 84 reviews, the actual Rotten Tomato score is the reverse of Anderson, 15.
Oh, no.
Really?
Making Brian the winner.
That movie is
my.
going to make a boatload of money. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
That's
it's going to
terrible.
be $15 million.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's good. All right, we got a lot to choose from this week.
So people are just dumb.
Well,
The world is just dumb. The fact that movie
People
with
like
that
dumb
line,
things.
that's what I'm talking about. That's obviously one of the best lines because they put it in the trailer.
I was going to get asses in seats, buddy.
How?
They want to see what he's
Megan
talking
Fox,
about.
dude, she's fucking hot
You
and
wanna see
shit,
what he's
dude.
talking
Dude, she's hot, bro. And I like to see my old heroes from the 80s melt. And watching this movie is like watching candles of them melting.
Dude, if they're not fucking old, then I'll never be fucking old.
Fuck yeah, dude. If I can kick ass like that when I'm in my 80s, fuck yeah.
Dude, I could still pull Megan Fox
So
when I'm
dismissive.
60,
so
dude.
dismissive.
No, I think it's mostly like foreign markets. Like, I think we talked about this. I think it's out of the country. I think it's I think that people like American action heroes and they can't
That's
get
true.
enough.
If Stallone's on the screen, they're in.
Oh, that was the best part. I didn't flick fest it, but I meant to flick fest it. Maybe I still will. Took some good notes on it, but the Schwarzenegger 3-part
Oh, yeah.
mini docuseries.
It came up once. You at least mentioned it.
Yeah,
He said that he was going to watch it.
Okay.
it's worth watching.
I've got a taste of Schwarzenegger for you after the show.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta go. Okay, let's rock this.
This week we're gambling on The Creator.
Bold. Not the Paw Patrol movie. Not the Wes Anderson film.
So it's a movie about a troll who's a papa.
That's right.
Papa troll.
That's right. A Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
Yo, Paw Patrol.
Is about an old troll who's a Paw Patrol.
This movie features Kim Kardashian and Serena Williams. Why?
Because moms love them.
Why? Why?
Moms are incentivized to force their children
I
to go
will
on.
be there to tell you all about it.
What additional asses
Are you
being-
really going to see this?
It's a birthday party.
She wants to see this?
She's been
She's like
invited to the
7
party.
years.
It's a party. They're
Atticus was 2, and he started to gravitate towards this bullshit. Which, okay, Paw Patrol, for those of you who are not parents, and
To be fair, it's a younger girl. Like that's a 7. This girl's probably turning 5.
way too old. It's somebody, some genius somewhere said, you know what? Kids love big trucks and like flying like machines, and they love little cute dogs. Let's morph them, and that's it. There's nothing redeemable about this show.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
You just
it doesn't
gave
teach
two
them anything.
It's no.
They
It's
try and
no,
have like Humdinger be like a villain that's worthy of
It's
taking
no
down.
PJ Masks.
It's no Peppa Pig. It's no
It-
Blippi.
It's a number of pegs below those.
Bluey is all you need to know. It's just not there was nothing. It was empty calories, and I just said, Atticus, no.
It's one of those things that now just parents think that's the thing to watch because it's so big. So they go, "Oh, I have a kid. I'll throw on Paw
forced,
Patrol."
though. It just got forced because
That's
there's
what I'm
such
saying.
better options out there.
Like Barney was a pile of shit. That was being forced.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
but that was
avoided.
before streaming. I mean, that was,
Teletubbies.
only so many options.
Thomas kicked ass though.
The Tank Engine.
I told you I watched Won't You Be My Neighbor over the weekend.
That's
Did
the
you?
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks film.
I put it on when my mom and my sister were there because I had some stuff to do. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Babysit.
I kind of treated them like I
Planted
do.
in front of the TV.
You guys, because my sister, this is awful, and then we got to get out of here. She watched the what
Oh, the Tom Hanks,
the
whatever.
Abomination. Yeah, what is that?
Neighbor, whatever the fuck. What
Mr.
is
Rogers'
that?
Neighborhood, right?
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Let's see.
She's like, Andy, I saw that movie. That was your favorite movie from a few years ago, the one with
A
Tom
Beautiful
Hanks.
Day in the Neighborhood.
Oh, there it is.
And I said, what? You did what? And she goes, the one with Tom Hanks. She said that was your favorite movie that year, and I watched it. I'm like, have you talked to anyone about that?
What was
You haven't like told any of your friends that you think that, have you? I was so dismayed. And she goes,
They think I love that movie.
and then I'm like, okay, everything stops right now. Mom, sorry, out of the kitchen. We're not going to eat yet. You guys have to watch Ashley's
It
Mistake.
was dinner time. It's getting cold.
And I sat them down and I put it on.
Flies are buzzing around this pasta.
My mom and I actually, I dipped in and out, and I must have cried 3 or 4 times. My
Dusty.
mom was crying. Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff.
It's good.
Okay.
Oh God, him is that goddamn little tiger. Is it the lion?
Daniel Tiger.
Daniel Tiger.
And when he gets pissed at the dinner table, he evokes the voice of the witch lady. That's the only time you could tell that he was getting mad. My sister lived on this earth for like maybe 9 or 10 days, believing that
What was your favorite movie of the year?
that it's so frustrating. I can't control
You did
it.
like it, though.
The Tom Hanks thing.
That's how I remember.
Fucking hated that movie.
Check the tape.
Hated that movie.
All right, the creator.
I got a number.
Same.
Same as what this movie feels like. It feels like a movie I've seen like 5 times. All right, on 3.
This is foolish. I realize now it is a mistake.
1, 2, 73.
84. Okay. I went way too high. That was a mistake.
Anderson gets 73. Brian
There
84
won't be.
with 81 reviews.
Oh.
The current Rotten Tomato score is 80%.
Oh, shit. What, you were 73?
Yeah. I got 7 gap. You got 4, and it's probably.
Could be a tie. Is it possible?
Is that possible?
All right, let's get out of here.
I'm too dumb to know. I've had half a beer.
I don't think it is.
Hey, we feel better, my friend.
Yeah. On the mend.
That was fun, you guys.
So if you're in a position where you are looking into selling your house, here's how it goes. This is real too.
Do you see this?
Mike Carano and I show up, and we do all the professional photos. That's the first thing. Clean up the house, especially if it's vacant. Do all the photos. We're good at that. And we do the drone. And then I got a team behind me that has been there. The reason why I signed on with this brokerage, they are one of the only brokerages that are actually doing business in this environment. It's still a seller's market for sure, but I'd be the face of it. Carano would be the professional photography and drone of it. And then I got a team behind me that knows all of the things that you do when listing a house. And so give me a call. Give me an email. Let's
You're
talk.
open for business.
I can at least walk you through it or give you some options, or if you're thinking about it, or if you're getting close, or you got questions about it, just hit me up, because I'm really looking for my first listing since returning. I've listed before, but since returning, so
All right.
excited. All right.
Thank you, Neil Orange Peel. Yes, for
I haven't
the
seen
excellent. You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, you're going to enjoy this.
Oh, I have seen it.
You're the star.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
That's
what I'm talking about.
What does that say at the bottom? Now showing soon. Good.
All right, great.
Excellent
Yeah,
stuff.
Avery
Enjoy.
looks pleased to be there.
I look pleased to be there.
You look very
I
excited.
thought it was Fast and Furious.
All right.
Thanks, Neil. Check his artwork out at AndersonandBryan.com. And while you're there, look up Hank and Her Ponies. They're our listener artist, feature artist this week. Check them out, AndersonandBryan.com. Lots of good stuff for Patreon. You can watch the watch-alongs, listen to the watch-alongs if you want. It's a good time, I imagine, watching my mind be blown by Malignant.
Yeah, you'd want to watch the movie along with it. There's, especially with Malignant, there's like full 3-4 minutes where Brian's just not saying anything,
Well,
neither
mouth
am
is
I.
agape.
Just mouth agape, yeah.
So check that out, patreon.com/thefilmvault. The Film Vault is our Twitter and our Facebook. The Film Vault podcast on YouTube. Anderson and Bryan on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks, Eric Kath. Thanks, Mike Cole. Thanks, Mitch Burns. Thanks, Giovanni, for all you do for the show. Appreciate you guys. And Anderson, feel better, buddy.
Hey, yeah, thanks, pal. And yeah, oh look at, I'm setting up meetings with all the actors this week, and they're all. I just got one from a guy just now. So, all right,
Who do you do it for?
we do it for Van Gogh.